babes, and welcome back to my channel. If you can't already tell, this is a super natural, everyday, kind of just a light work look. I'm totally kidding. So this is my kind of Coachella inspired makeup look. As you can already tell, it's a little out there. It's a lot to have going on my face. I kind of just did face paint. Oh, did you see me just smear the white? Oh well. I already filmed it, so that's okay. I did face paints, just kind of a bold eye with some bright blue turquoise here to tie in the turquoise on my little head chain. Is that what that is? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so if you guys like this look, keep watching. I do go through the full face, so it is a full face get ready with me. And if you don't like this look, you probably don't like Coachella. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give me a big thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Hey babes, and welcome back to my casual everyday makeup routine. Totally joking. This is a very intense Coachella inspired look. I really hope this is in focus because it's taking me longer to get that done today. I don't know why, but I'm going to be doing the full face get ready with me, and I do have a little bit of residue on my eyes. I just cannot get it off. But that's just because I just already tried this out and now I took it all off and I want to film it for you. So yeah, I'm going to start with my e.l.f. primer. So I want my skin to look very glowy and dewy today, but I've had a lot of dry patches recently. So that's what we're going for. I'm going to be taking my Too Faced Born This Way foundation and my usual pump and a little bit. It was a little bit more than a little bit, but I want a flawless looking face today, so I'm going to be taking my Japanese sponge and just taking this everywhere. Get in those nose crevices, girl. I look so crazy without my brows. So I'm just going to take this on my ears, just make sure everything looks nice and even. Next, I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. I kind of want my face to look pretty flawless for this just because we're going to be adding a lot to it. We don't want to be seeing a lot of darkness under our eyes. Because I'm going to be putting quite a bit of eyeshadow actually under my eyes, which I just realized I didn't grab my eyeshadow palette that I want to use, but that's okay. I'll pick it up in a second. So pretty much just hitting the normal places I usually hit. Just trying to make this a nice clean base. Alright, sorry, I just had to grab my eye palette and some powder. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. HD powder just to kind of set this all in place. This is a nice powder. It photographs well, so if you're at Coachella, girl, no, you'll be taking lots of photographs and you don't want something that's going to just be crazy flashback. This doesn't have a lot of that, I find. I don't know if there's silica in this, because silica is like the reason you get the flashback, but I've taken a lot of flash photos with this and it's looked nice. But we're also going to be putting quite a bit on here, so we will see, we will see, we will see, we will see. And I'm just kind of using my sponge to get this everywhere I want it. I'm not baking or anything, like I like how my under eyes look currently, so that is good. And I'm just going to be taking my Urban Decay All Nighter and just going ahead and setting all base down, girl. Alright, so we're back, girls, and I'm pretty sure I'm in focus. So we've set down our base, and it is a little more tan than I usually am, but I want to look tan and bronze and glowy for this look. So you will see it all come into place in a second. So next up, I'm going to do my brows just because I feel like naked without them. I'm just going to be using my Anastasia dip brow for this. Just because I feel like brows frame the face and I have a much better time putting them on sooner rather than later. So dark brown dip brow is what we're going in with today. There's like some people outside my window working on a vehicle. I think it broke down, but so if you hear any people like talking, there's like 20 of them out there. It's really weird because I keep like looking at outside my window, just making sure like the camera's in focus so they can see me, and it's really weird. Okay, now I have my dip brow on, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper, and I'm just going to set these guys in place. So I did them a little bit bold. I kind of want them to be a little bit more bold. I feel like if you're going to Coachella, you can do pretty much anything. Anything you put your mind to, guys. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Tarte's Park Ave Princess, and I'm just going to bronze the outside of my face. I'm just using a thick brush, and this is going to be intense. It's not going to be perfect by any means, but I just want that nice bronze glow. All that hair just got in the way. And across the forehead. I think I keep getting further back from the camera, so I need to start keeping up. So I'm just blending all this in, because it looks a bit freakish right now. Oh, I've got glitters in my hair. I've got glitters everywhere, girl. Everywhere. Next up, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Color Icon, this thing, blush. And just kind of put that on my apples and bringing it out. Such a pretty blush, you guys. Honestly, if you don't own this, it's $2 and you should. Okay, next I'm going to go in with my highlight. I'm using the Anastasia Nicole Guerirro palette. And I'm using the shade Forever Lit. I know because I said we're going for bronze, you're probably like, why are you grabbing that shade? But you'll see in the end, I just like the contrast with this shade. So taking that on my cheekbones a little higher. Honestly, you can go a little insane with this. Like if you're at Coachella, you can do what you want, girl. So I just kind of drenched my face in Forever Lit, if you can tell. And now let's start getting into the look. So let's start with our face painting, because I think that's going to take us the longest. Honestly, the amount of things I forgot for this video, because I was like, honestly, basically all I used was face paint. It's really not. No, I'm lying. So I'm going to be taking this guy here. This is a Mehron Fantasy FX Performance Makeup in the shade, it doesn't have one, but it's just like this crazy bronze color. You could even use a eyeshadow for this and mix it with some liquid just to make it into like the texture you want. So I'm just going to be dipping like a angled eyeliner brush in this, and I'm going to start in the very center, a little lower on my forehead, and just make a diamond shape. You have to have like such a steady hand for this, so mine is not perfect at all. I'm just going to take an angled eyeliner brush just because I can get a little bit of a cleaner edge with that. So I'm going to switch to my Ruby's Cream Makeup in White. This is a water washable formula. And this has a really big opening. So I'm just going to take the end of a brush here and dip it right in and get it pretty saturated with products. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to start my first one essentially where, sorry about that, right where my eyebrow starts. Okay, so essentially where I put the dots were at the beginning of my eyebrow, and then before the arch, right at the arch, before the end, and then a little past the end, the tail end. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on my other side. Okay, so that's that part of the makeup. I'm just going to be taking this off the bottom of the brush before I just get it everywhere. Next, to do the in-between colors, I'm going to take my Stila Magnificent Metal in the shade Rose Gold Retro. And the tip on here is pretty precise, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that in between all these white dots. If you can see that, it kind of just gives the look of like, looks like a crown even though it's not on the top of your head, you know? And I'm also just going to take it a little lower, like right here, on each side. And then I'm going to take one more dot of white. Sorry, I didn't do this the first time, but I think I'll like it. Yeah, in the very center under that little eye. So I think that looks great. Next, we are moving on. Let's do the eyeshadow really quick. We'll just top down. So I'm going to be using my Morphe 35T palette. Essentially, I'm just washing a shade across my eyes because it's going to be super intense. So I'm just taking this really bronzy shade right here and my big fluffy crease brush, and I'm just starting with that and taking that into the crease of my eye. And I have put on my, what's it called? Eye primer. I used the Urban Decay one today. So I always suggest using an eye primer just because it'll keep everything lasting a little longer. So I'm taking this in the crease. Normally I don't take any shimmery shadows in the crease, but that's the look we're going for today. And this is pretty similar to these coppery colors we're using up here. I'm not using tape or anything because I kind of want this to be a more smoked out looking look. Nothing super with sharp lines or anything. But I am going to just be taking this shade also into the inner corner here. Pretty much like I said, I'm just taking this shade and I'm just kind of putting it every single place on this eye that you can think of, and I'm going to take it under the eye. Sorry babes, my camera cut off, but as I said, we're just taking our 24/7 eyeliner pencil in Deepen and lining our bottom lash line and waterline with this thickly. Because we want it to pop. Like you can just see how intense and pop this gives against the copper shades, the copper and the white. So next, I'm going to be taking my little angled eyeliner brush again, and I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. And I'm going to be taking my white face paint, and I'm going to dip my eyeliner in here, and I'm going to start making freckles. So if you've never done faux freckles before, it's not that hard at all. I always just kind of start with an up and down, and that doesn't look natural at all, but then we kind of keep filling it in so it does. But I mean, we're putting on white and gold freckles today, so it's not going to be your most natural look, girl. And I am taking these across the bridge of my nose as well. Okay, so that's it for the white. And I'm just going to clean off my brush, and I'm going to go in with that same Mehron FX paint and do freckles in this color. Earlier when I did it across my nose, it looked a little crazy with this color, but that's the look I want. That's the look I'm doing. See? Oh, it did it again. I'm going to take my white once more, just so I can get a little... Okay, that looks fine. I just want to dull this one down a little bit. Looks a little more like a real freckle. Okay, there we go. So that is that part. Next step, babies. I am going to just be doing my lips quick, just because with the eyes I'm going to be putting on false eyelashes. Well, I guess I could. I'll just do my mascara now. I'm using my Covergirl Total Tease mascara and going across these with a coat. And then I'm going on my bottom lashes with this color as well. This mascara. The color is black. Oh, that blue just makes everything. Okay, so next up I'm going to go in back with that Mehron paint and a big lip brush. And I'm going to do my lips with this. I'm doing a decent coat of this because I want them to look pretty metallic. So I'm just going to let that dry down a little bit. And it is pretty metallic, but I do want to take a little bit of my Stila glitter on my top lip. Oh yeah. And I'm just going to kind of brush this around so it doesn't look just plopped on. And it's giving a little bit more of that glitter look. Alright babes, so my lips are pretty much dry. They dry pretty quick. I know for a fact these guys stay on your face forever. Like, this is just like having a liquid lipstick on. Next up, I'm going to go back into my whites. I don't have the Mehron brand in white, so that's why I'm using this one. And I'm just going to draw a line down the center of my lip. Only the bottom. This keeps proving to be probably the hardest part of this tutorial. And I don't understand why. Like, I feel like it shouldn't be that hard to draw a straight line, but it is. Nice. That worked out pretty well. Okay, so that didn't take me as long as it did the first time. But it's nothing perfect. It's just kind of like, I just want a line there. Okay, so I'm going to put on some lashes and I will be right back. Alright babes, and I am back with the final look. As you can probably tell, I did not end up putting on lashes. I did, but then it took the look to more of like a fancy glam instead of like a boho. Like, I just didn't have wispy enough lashes on hand. So you could totally add lashes if you wanted to. I kind of liked the look without it because it just lets kind of like the bronze on the eyelid stand out. And I also added this cute little thing here, but my hair is not cooperating with it, so it's really annoying me actually. These things are super hard to get the hang of. If you've never do them. Okay, this looks a little better, I think. Alright babes, that's a little better. And I hope you guys liked it, and if you did like it, ooh, look at that. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, and give me a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.